Do you know what forms your identity? What forms your legacy mindset? What forms your purpose? The concept of doing a consultation this morning with a chief exec of a £50 million turnover business, he passed over a piece of paper and he says, that's how I describe you. I've been watching you for years, but that's the word that describes you. And I picked up the piece of paper and it just said relentless. And I looked at him and I said, I don't think it's relentless. I think what it is purpose and legacy mindset. And he says, where does that come from? And I says, well, do you ever remember a moment in your life where something happened at a specific time that changed your life? And he says, it's funny how you say that. You call that a pinnacle moment, don't you? I said, well, I was 13. I was actually 12. I was 13 1 month later. And this was a pinnacle moment in my life. It transformed my life. And it transformed my life in so many ways that it was only a couple of years ago that I was notified to say that he retracted this a couple of hours after the game. And I'm glad I never discovered that to a couple of years ago, because everything that's happened in the last 43 years wouldn't have happened. But this is why I'm relentless. This is why I have a purpose. This is why I'm passionate. This is why my life has to matter. This is why I have to have legacy. Because the concept of the meaning that you get up in the morning and you do not miss a day, there is no language pattern within your mindset that holds you back. You are consistently facing that way. The pictures and goals and aspirations that you have are so big, they're bigger than IMAX. In fact, they will take over a lifetime for you to achieve everything, and all they do is keep on evolving and growing. And it's why we're set up in Dubai, and it's why we have the podcast in Dubai called Beyond Success, the Pathway Conversations. And you can't come on it unless you can talk like this.
Disgrace of performance. Were you surprised by the way that Nolan McLeish won a cup for Aberdeen? Nolan McLeish played Rangers themselves. A disgrace of performance. They're not caring winning cups doesn't matter. Their standards have been set long ago and they're not going to accept that from any Aberdeen team. There's no way to get any glory from that.
It changed my life. I was obsessed with the man and I still am. For 43 years, maybe 44, 45 years, I've been modelling and mirroring his values. The concept of pointing to Manchester United and saying nobody's bigger than the brand. For the concept of him saying it's not about being the greatest footballer, it's about being a fantastic human being. It's not about wearing a number 7 jersey and saying if I give you that jersey it means you're world class. It's a concept of what lies beyond success. But I never realised that he retracted that a couple of hours later until about 2 years ago. But I'm glad. Because the concept of role models in your life, I can't give you more facilitation of information, the importance. What are the pinnacle things that you've heard for your role models that has transported you within to then become confused, but then sit back and say, is that right? Because what you take from that is you incorporate it into your life, and then you look straight ahead, right to the end of life, and you say, everybody better get out my road because I'm coming through. And modelling and mirroring Sir Alex Ferguson, I never moan, I never complain. I'm grounded by values, I live by my values, but I'm going to have a meaning to my life and I'm going to serve others to improve the quality of everybody else's life by passing on the tools that I've adopted myself through all the years of development, but also what I'm taught through role models. I encourage you to bring role models into your life. I encourage you to be developed. I encourage you to look through the lens of a legacy mindset, be passionate and have a purpose, and make your life a masterpiece by serving other people. That is a pinnacle moment that transformed my life. And I remember it every single day, and it's what I live by. Whether it attracted it or not, it's what my mantra is. What is success and what's beyond success? And one of the things that I remember, I won a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I never even went to pick it up. And my dad was in the living room, and he said to me, who's that cheering on the phone? I says, oh, I won the Lifetime Achievement Award. He says, well, why are you sitting in the house with me making a cup of tea for me with biscuits? I said, because that's not how I define success. It's what I do with my whole life, Dad. I had a moment up the nature trail and I'll absorb it tomorrow and I'll have a smile on my face, but I'm already on to the next thing. I've given it time, I've felt it, I've accepted it, but what's next? What's next? And maybe that's all down to what happened in that moment when I was 12 years of age. The power of identity and the power of role models. The power of the pathway, because we transform your mindset to have this type of mentality. What's your mentality just now? And what would happen if I transformed you? Transformed you by giving you the tools that will transport you to the end of a life that you can't even imagine, that people will remember you for hundreds of years, even after you're gone. That's why I'm relentless. The power of role models.